Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Today we will continue our discussion with the content blocks only, and we will explore few more content blocks. Let's move to this folder, and then here we will be creating other blocks. Click on the create button, and then we will go to button content block. Here we are going to create one button. Let's say if you want to add one button, it could be buy now or it could be learn more, whatever it could be. Let's say it is buy now button. We don't need to write the HTML for it. We can just use this content block and create a button. Here we can style this and we can change the text. We can change the font size, font styling, color, and this styling for the button itself, like we can have the blue background filler or whatever it is. And then the padding border, or we can add a link. If somebody clicks on this particular button, they will be directed to YouGuguCom, and then the link is for the HTML will automatically be generated for the button. Whatever changes that we make over here, they will appear over here as well. Now, next one is the block settings. The block settings will apply on the entire block. We can have the background color on the entire block. This will look something like this. I'll remove the background for now. This is how we can create the button can roll blocks, and let me save the changes. In context, next we have a HTML content block. Here, we can see that it has only two tabs, right? One is the filter and then another one is the block settings. Here we do not have the HTML table because we are writing the HTML itself. The front end tab is nothing but the HTML top. When we are writing the HTML, it will not generate the corresponding HTML. It doesn't make any sense that we have only two tabs. We can write the HTML code here. Or if we have the HTML file saved in our account, we can browse the file and we can upload the file here as well. Let's save file item and click on Save button. Whatever the HTML code that we have with us, it will basically populates on the same. If somebody simulates the HTML, or if we already have the HTML available with us, we can either write it or we can just browse and fetch the HTML code here in the content block and then the similar to each and every current block. We have the block settings. We can have the background color, border margin padding, and then forth. Let me see the changes. Now next one, let's talk about the image crowds. I think we talked about the image now and then. Image crowds is the external version of the image command block. Here we can have multiple images in a single frame. In the same frame, we can have multiple images. You must have seen whenever we go to any website and we have this scrolling images, we have this moving images, right? That happens with the image card. We can insert multiple images. Let me do that. Let's see our first images. Let's see here for hiking preview. I'll select this one and all the status will remain same. You can have the alternative fixed. I can select for high key, let's say for hiking one. We can add the link, and whatever the link that we will add over here, a user will be directly to if they click on this. Let me add one more image. Now we have two different images in a single content block, and they will be stored like. We have two options. Either we can have this stalled automatically, and that is what will happen every 6 seconds. They will be like, the image will change. If you want to manually scroll, we can do that. When we click on these navigation icons, we can move on to the next image. We'll keep it automatic for now, and we can also show in the height and width of the images, and then the same styling options that we have a border width, image padding, alignment, and these things. And then next we have the block settings. In the block settings, we have the border space, margin, background, and these things. The difference between the image and the image browser is that we can only have a single image, but here we can have multiple images in the same film. If you want to show, you must have seen, whenever we go to browse, whenever we go to any product page, in any e-commerce website, we have some couple of images in a single frame. If you are talking about a smartphone, it has a front image. You know, back image, side images, and all these images, right? We generally, encounter image per option in our day-to-day life. Let me see the changes now. Image. Next, let's talk about the core snippet. Here we have only just one block. I don't want that is coming, which will not have the like block settings. We cannot style the block, and also we don't have the STL. What we do, we write the HTML over here and generally. Basically, the code snippet block was stated to write the code over here. Now we have other programming languages like HTML, C, S in these things. What we can do, we have AmperScript SSJs in these languages. We can write these languages over here. Now, what is the benefit of choosing for the snippet over HTML content block is that it doesn't take the extra space, since we do not have any styling option over here. Or generally, it is used to run the for in the backend. If you want to display something on the UI, on the email message, then we will go ahead with the HTML content block. Otherwise, we will go ahead with the code snippet if we have a requirement where we don't want to show anything on the UI, on the email message, but we want this code to be executed in the backend. Whenever the email message is loaded, we want some code to be executed in the backend, and maybe it could be capturing some information and storing that in a data extension. We will learn about the AMPER and SSJs. There could be an occurred operation that we want to perform in the backend. Whenever we want to run something in the backend, but we don't want to take the space on the UI, or we don't want to take the space on the email message, then we'll go ahead with the code snippet. Then we'll learn about the AMPER script. Then I'll cover this thing. I'll show you how we can write the code over here. Let's talk about the B test now. When we were discussing about web test, email send, then south field, we have 6 different types of the test types. Right? One was the email. Subject line pre-Hager's programming, and there was one test type that was a content type or content area. Let me go to the test. Test in content area. A test type. What happens is that we have to choose one email, but we should have 2 different content blocks. And at the end of the day, what will happen? The marketing will send 2 different versions to 2 separate audiences. Now to the version. Will contain the content block, the content block A, and the another version will contain the content blanky. Let me show you how this turned. Let's say we have one email message, and in that email message we are confused with 2 different content members. I should have word with this content block or the another content block. It could be, 2 different text blocks. In the first text content block, we have different content, or maybe in another text box, we have different content. We are just talking about the description of the product, and in another text block, we are talking about the features, and in another, we are just talking about giving the description. This product is that, and something like this. We are not sure that which content block we should go ahead with. What we'll do? We'll choose the content area over here, and we will click on the choose email, but we don't have an email. It says no data found. Because we don't have an email in which this a B test content block is configured. Let me show you real quick. We have this email, right? A retail email. But let me do one thing. I'll show you all these emails. Like how do we create the email message in a while. For now, I just wanted to show you that how this thing works. Let me choose one email message. Let's say we will be adding some textable. Let's see, we have this email message, and what we want to do? That we want to test that. Which content block should we go ahead with? Since this email message does not contain the content block of a B type, right? Let me save this. We have this content block. We have this a B test content block. Now we do not have this a B test content block in this particular email. We cannot choose this email here in a bit. Just write. What we need to do is let me write this. First of all, we have to configure. I'll drag and drop on a B test content block. Either we can, create it from here or we can create it from there as well. I'll click on Browse button and I need to select two different content blocks. The content would be, let's say, this text content block. Or just for the sake of demo, what I'm doing is that I'm selecting any other content block, let's say HTML content block. Now we have two content in the single email messages, the content and content B. Right, but both the content will not be shared with the or will be like both. The content will not be included in the single email message. What will happen? Let me save the changes over here. Let me go over here. Now we have this email message, a B test content demo. Let me select this. And now what it is saying is that it has created two different versions of the same email message. The version contains the content area and the version B contains the content area B. Now, when we move on to the next step, that is recipients, and we will choose the test audience. Let's say we have 100 subscribers and we select that 50 subscribers should receive the email with content A and 50 subscribers should receive the email with content area B. And based on the engagement ratio, like which email. This has the more open rate and the click rate, and we will go ahead with that particular content area. This is how we can use this a B test content block. If you want to use that, if you want to test two different content areas using the B testing method, then we can choose we can create the content block from here and then we can include that in the email message. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.